What's up guys, Elfis here, and today we're going to be doing some more HoN tips. This one is going to be about creep blocking, and again, I know it's a pretty well-known concept, but I'm just going to cover a few things about it, and then one or two things that not everybody knows, especially in the lower leagues. So, first of all, I'm going to pick Devourer because he is by far probably the easiest person to creep block with the only possible exception of maybe like a couple of the other ones, like maybe Pebbles is pretty easy to. Maybe Raw, pretty much the key to a creep block is you want very slow move speed and a big avatar. So, Devourer serves both those purposes very well. Oops, I meant to click ready. He is 285 move speed. I think the lowest is 280, but don't hold me to that. I'll show you guys at the end though, so no worries. And either way though, he's very close to the lowest. And his avatar is relatively big. I'm actually now that I mention it, I'm not entirely sure if the avatar actually affects your area, like your circle, but I believe it does. So we're just gonna max my character. It doesn't really make a difference. And then I'm not gonna take boots because I'm doing this creep blocking. You really only do it at the very beginning of the game. There's really no reason to do it after that, with the exception of I mean no reason to do it all the way through the lane at least. You know, if your lane's pushed up to like here maybe, and you see a lane come, a wave coming, you can come back to like here and block it up a little bit. But there's no reason to do it the entire lane past at the very beginning. And at the very beginning is when it's the most effective as well, because if you can creep block, especially in mid lanes, but in the long lane as well, and in the short lane I would recommend not creep blocking at all, because you don't want it to get in range of your tower, and then your tower is going to rape the wave and push it up. It's not beneficial, but if you creep block a little bit, you can get it closer, but still not in tower range. It's kind of hard to get it on the dot though, like at the right amount. So I would just recommend not creep blocking at all. So that's just me personally. So we're about to. Apparently that's the new sound. They do like that HoN or whatever they want to call it. So here we go. We're gonna get some creep spawned. I always hold the C key, which is the center key on your hero, while I creep block. But you don't have to. I guess some people do it without. Now, if you have a slow-moving hero, you don't even need to use the hold command. I'll tell you about the hold command at the end, though. You should still use the hold command. Now, actually, that was almost a perfect creep block. I think you can get it slightly better than that in the end. I'm not sure. I think you can get it to about like right here, so maybe even slightly better. But don't hold me to it. Either way, though, that was more than enough for a mid lane. Now, if you were playing against a competent mid laner who can also creep block relatively easy, for example, if he has like a Tremble or Pebbles or something along those lines, I think Devour is the easiest. So there's really no reason why you should lose as the creep block as Devourer, but it's possible to tie, I guess. But either way, once you get, even if you tie, it'll just be in the middle and it won't really hurt anything. At least for you, it will not benefit you really anyway, but I guess the benefit is that it's not at your allies' ramp. But so that's how you creep block. So if you were to need to use the hold key, for example, some heroes with anybody over 300 move speed pretty much needs to use the hold key to do it effectively. Some heroes it's extremely hard to do. If you have 320 move speed at start, it's almost impossible to creep block. It takes a lot of holding and a lot of skill. The heroes that have 320, I believe, are the only ones that come to mind are Moon Queen, I know has 320, and I think Plague Rider might be the other one, but don't hold me to that. But so basically you do the same thing, you walk in front of the creeps, except for you're going to be pressing H for hold position every now and then. You can also do it with S if you prefer. S is just to stop your previous command, so if I click, stop, stops it, click, H, stops it, same thing. So I use H, but so for example, you do this, but then you go H, so that they're not moving at the same move speed as you. The point is to slow them down, and a creep has 325 move speed. So if you're moving at 320, you're barely slowing them at all, if at all. You know what I mean? So really, you need to slow your hero down even more. by using the HoN command. Now, one thing I've noticed in side lanes, and I'm not sure who started this trend, but double creep blocking, i.e. using 2 heroes to creep block, does not work. Don't do it, okay? If you see your ally creep blocking, get out of his way. Don't try and assist him in creep blocking, just move. So, for example, if you're in the long lane and you see your ally coming up, oh, he's creep blocking, don't go, oh, I'll help him, and wait and then try and creep block even more. That doesn't work. It just ruins his creep blocking, okay? Maybe if you are in really high tiers and you're coordinating it with your allies, potentially you could make it work, but don't do it in solo quay at all, and certainly don't do it in lower tiers. Lower MMR brackets, meaning. It's just unintelligent and makes absolutely no sense. I don't know who decided this trend was a good idea to catch on, but they were incredibly wrong. I can't tell you how many times my creep blocks get ruined in, you know, side lanes by some fool who doesn't know that doesn't work. So from now on, there's no excuse. Everybody pass this video along to your friends, pass that message along to your friends. Don't double creep block. It doesn't work, okay? And again, in the short lane, I would probably just say don't creep block at all. And long lane, definitely creep block. You can go from having a wave, you know, here to, you know, having it here, or having it, you know, maybe even somewhere in between or whatever. But every little bit helps in the long lane, especially if you're against a solo laner who can't really go past, you know, like here without, you know, risk of death. So it's very beneficial in mid and long lane. Now, obviously, the long lane changes if you're Hellborn. The long lane is down here, so I don't think I need to mention that, but just in case, keep that in mind. And other than that, that's everything I wanted to show you on creep blocking. Now, real quick, we're going to disconnect, and we are going to go to the hero decks. And this is the detailed hero decks. And then we're going to go ahead and find move speed right here. And we're going to go ahead and click once. That's going to show you the max move speeds, which, oh, it wasn't Plague Rider. Plague Rider is 315. It was Blood Hunter. I wanted to say it was Blood Hunter, actually, but for some reason I was thinking Plague Rider instead. I thought both, but then I was like, I'll go with Plague Rider. But so anyways, the lowest apparently is 285, and there are 3. Defiler's the third, other than Pebbles and Devourer. So these are potentially going to be the 3 easiest heroes to creep block with. That's just, you know, statistically speaking. Now, that doesn't mean you can't do it with any other heroes. All these heroes can creep block, even all the way down to, I don't know why I was scrolling, even Moon Queen and Blood Hunter can creep block. It's just going to be much harder because you're going to need to use more hold, and it's going to be more skill-based. And when you try and use hold in there, it starts to, sometimes it messes up, and the creeps will, you know, push you to the side or something and walk around you, and it causes more difficulties. So I think that's actually part of the reason why why Devourer tends to win a lot of mid lanes. I mean, it helps that he, you know, once you get to 6, he can pretty much kill any other solo mid laner solo. But it certainly helps him early on getting, you know, gold and such by the fact that he can creep block, you know, almost flawlessly. So keep that in mind. You know, you can look at this list. I'm obviously not going to go through the whole list, but you know, who are the other good ones? Zephyr's pretty good. He's, you know, 295. He's pretty good to do it with. But you know, Sulphurus and Ra, like I said, Ra should be pretty good to do it with. I haven't actually tried going solo mid on Ra yet, but I see people do it, so it's not totally unrealistic, I guess. Although I think, you know, the higher up you get, the less realistic it gets. But regardless, that's not what this video is about. So, with that being said, that is how you creep block. I think that's all there is to it, really. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. So, if you have any questions on it, feel free to ask. Again, don't double creep block. I'm going to say it one more time, just so people realize this. Pass it along to your friends. Tell everybody. If you see anybody doing it, make sure you tell them. I would say be nice about it, because people, when you try and yell at them for doing something wrong, people tend to just be a-holes and, you know, tell you to go fuck yourself or something. Like they don't need your advice anymore just because you're being mean about it. But either way, pass it along. Make sure everybody in the HoN community learns this, because it's quite frustrating to deal with. But with that being said, that's all there is to creep blocking. If you have any questions, feel free to post down below, or inbox me if you prefer. Doesn't matter. I'll answer either way. If you have anything you would specifically like me to cover in tips, please do post that below, because I have my own ideas, and again, eventually, hopefully, I'll cover everything. But if you want something covered now, for example, when to Kongor, or team composition wise, or I don't know, anything, how to do this, how to beat Devourer mid, I can give you tips on that. I guess it's easier said than done, but you know, anything you want, you know, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to post below, and I'll either make a video about it or just answer it directly to you. So please do that. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. That didn't sound right. You know, I put out new videos regularly, especially since my finals are done tomorrow. So after that, I'll be putting out a video every day, almost guaranteed, with very rare exceptions, for a while, at least until I go back to school. But so, you know, like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, or dislike if you disliked it. You know, don't just like it to like it. Dislike it if you disliked it, but then tell me why, please, so I can improve and fix it. You know, just, you know, if you didn't like, if you thought it wasn't helpful, I guess, maybe. But again, this is a topic that's pretty, you know, well known. I'm just making sure that all the new players, this is for new players. These aren't videos for veterans, you know, veterans who know about the game. So this concept doesn't exist in some of the other MOBAs, so I just thought I'd cover it anyways. But again, you know, if you disliked it, feel free to dislike it and let me know why, please, in the comments or in the inbox. But with that being said, happy holidays, guys. I know it's not Christmas yet, but we're getting there. I'll probably say it every video until Christmas, or until New Year's, actually, rather. With that being said, happy holidays, and I will talk to you guys later. Elfis out.